Welcome to the Dr. Adoni Show. Fans of Dr. Adoni call him the great genius, a figure that Nostradamus wrote about. His theories in math and astrophysics are used by government agencies. His theory E has proven Newton and Einstein are wrong. His prime algorithm is used by the NSA. His planetary distance formula is used by NASA to find new planets. His EOE theory is used by the USGS in earthquake prediction modeling. He founded 2 different think tanks, including Helix Q, the artificial intelligence think tank. Dr. Adoni is the founder of the cryptocurrency BizBytes. Dr. Adoni is also the founder of the One Media Network. One Media produces dozens of podcast shows for the iPodcast network.
This is Dr. Saul Adoni. Welcome to another segment of the Dr. Saul Adoni Show. You can find more segments at sauladoni.com and ipodcast.org. Sauladoni.com is SOLADONI.com. This is Dr. Saul Adoni. It's my site, sauladoni.com. SOLADONI.com. Okay, I'm going to be talking about the astronomical progression of the coronavirus outside of China. Before I do that, let me explain some of my other sites where you can get my information at. My religious name is Solog, that's SOLLOG.com. You can go to that site. Very famous for my warnings about the future, which I'll discuss a little bit later on, saying that 2020 was when biowarfare would be starting. So I've been saying that since 1995, people, and that's what this is. This is biowarfare, this coronavirus, and I'll show you proof of that soon. I'm also the founder of Temple of Hayah. It's Hayah. The original Hebrew name for the Almighty. When Moses asked God what his name was, he said Hayah, Shir Hayah. You can go there, check out my safe zones. There's some info about the plague of 2020 is here. So those are my 3 main sites. Now, the astronomical increase in coronavirus. Go to this site here, worldometers.info. It keeps track of all the deaths, all the cases, all the countries. And this is sorted right now based on new deaths today. China is excluded. 12 in Iran, 11 in Italy, 7 in South Korea, 5 in the USA, France is 1. So this is March 2nd. So these are the totals for today, people, outside of China. That's 36 deaths. You can go down here and see the total, 36 new deaths. Now, that is 25% increase from yesterday. You look at this spreadsheet here. Yesterday we had 140 deaths. Today we have 175. 35 increase. That's 25%, people. Half of 140 is 70. You have that, that's 35. 175 minus 140, 35. So we had exactly a 25% increase. And that's what I've been warning about, people. This is a video I did on the 28th. You go in and see my videos I've been putting out about the coronavirus. And I started talking about 25% increases. So you go over here and you see coronavirus is increasing 25%. Right here. You'll see on the 27th, I was talking about 25% increase. So you go to this video here, and you see 5 days ago, when the death count was only 70, I'm talking about 25% daily increase. So on the 27th, as the timestamped video says, death counts were 70. Next day it went to 88, then 107, then 140, 175. Every day, people, this is multiplying by 25%. So back when the death count was 70, I showed these numbers here. The next day it would be 87.5. It was 88. 10 days down the road, it would be 650. 30 days, 56,000. 60 days, 45 million. 90 days, 4 billion. Or rather 80 days, okay? Now, we go to the new numbers today, 175, and we increase it 125. Tomorrow, we're going to have 218, 219 deaths. So it's going to increase right around 43, 44 deaths. So instead of being what it is today, 36, it's jumping up to 45. In 10 days, we're talking about 1,600 deaths outside of China. In 30 days from today, March 2nd, so you're looking at April 1st, 141,000 deaths outside of China. May 1st, you're looking at 114 million. So 60 days from now, people, 114 million deaths all over the world from coronavirus, based on a 25% daily exponential increase. And without quarantines, that's the numbers we're heading to. Within 80 days, you're looking at almost 10 billion. Well, the problem is there's only 8 billion. So that means humans have less than 80 days to try to stop this 25% exponential increase. People, isolate yourselves now. That's the only way you're going to break this. The government's not going to quarantine you till it's too late. And I've been talking about this, people. If you go into groups on Google, you start searching, okay, you're going to see different things when you start searching for, like, my interview in 2001. This is from 20 years ago, people. I'm talking about 2020 and how we're going to have biological warfare, which this virus is. This virus started in Wuhan, China, the only level 4 biolab in China. That's where they play with the most serious viruses. So it was released somehow out of that virus in Wuhan, which is right near the wet market in Wuhan. Whether it was accidental, intentional, who knows? Point is, this is a altered virus out of the Wuhan level 4 biolab. That's where it came out. This is a biological terrorist, okay? Biological warfare, whatever you want to call it, people. This was created by humans. And I tell you, you got to get to the safe zones by 2020. So you look at my writings. Here's another one of my writings. We have till 2020, says Solog. This was way back in 2002. Now, it goes back to even earlier than that. It goes back to 1995, 1996, when I started putting full-page ads in newspapers in Philadelphia and putting information in my court. I keep talking about 2020 and biological warfare. nuclear terrorism, and great quakes and great hurricanes. Well, we had a 100% increase since 2000 in 7.0 quakes. So last 20 years, we've had a 100% increase. We've had a huge increase in the largest hurricanes also. So earthquakes have increased, 7.0 and above, 100%. Category 5 hurricanes have been increasing. We haven't had nuclear terrorism yet, but that's one of the 4 things I spoke about. Now you go back to my site, click on blog. Then you click on under Salog Safe Zones. And in Safe Zones, I start talking about 2020 and biowarfare, nuclear terrorism, great quakes, great hurricanes. Also spoke about an asteroid strike. Now, till last year, I've been speaking about this asteroid strike, and then last year it was changed. I said the grays that humans call the gray aliens, who aren't really aliens, but the grays would be allowed to interfere, and the asteroid wouldn't strike as horrifically as I've been saying. So that there's going to be interfering there. Now on this page in the safe zones, you're seeing North Canada, the mountains up there, mountains in South America, mountains in North China. These are the areas that are remote enough where humanity can rebuild itself. All these other pentagrams, these are all death zones, people. This is where all the viruses and all the nuclear terrorism and all the bad stuff's going to be. So you stay out of those areas. You go to the mountains up in Canada, the mountains in Brazil, mountains in North China, and that's where humanity has to rebuild itself. Math is simple, people. Check out my earlier videos. Almost a week ago, I started telling you. Every day, the death count outside of China would increase 25%. Every day, I'm being vindicated. I'm the only one that knows what's going on. All these other people have no clue. They're using bad data out of China. And right now, it's a wildfire pandemic. And it's a bioweapon. That's why we're seeing numbers like this. As far as the infections, you go over here, you start looking at infections. China's got 80,000 infections so far today. Well, there's 90,000 worldwide. So that means there's 10,000 infections outside of China. Yet today we increased 1,700. That's 17% increase, people, in one day. So you're going to see huge increases in new cases outside of China. And when you start looking at the death to cured ratios, okay, 52 deaths in Italy, 149 cured. You know, that's 3 to 1. Iran, 66 deaths, 291 cured. South Korea, 28 deaths, only 30 cured. That's almost 1 to 1. For every person cured, 1 person dies. United States, 6 deaths, 9 cured. And remember, people, this thing reinfects. And the reinfections are even worse than the original one. So even though it's like a 25% death ratio the first time through, when reinfections and they're worse, you're talking about almost 100% fatalities here, people, in 2 infections. So the numbers are terrible. Isolate yourself now. Dig in for 120 days. And when you come out, the few humans that are left, we're going to have to go up to the safe zones and start building. Since 1995, people, I've been warning about these safe zones. No one wanted to believe me. Well, now proof is in the pudding. I was right. 2020 was the year. Safe zones are now the most important thing for humanity. And this death virus will be marching along 25% every day, increasing, until massive quarantines are put in place. We'll developed countries put in quarantines before it's too late. Who knows? They're being deceived because of the China numbers. China quarantined 500 million people over a month ago. So that was your sign, people. This was an escaped bioweapon. No one wants to talk about that fact. This is a bioweapon. It's not a flu. So all the other numbers that people are throwing around are irrelevant. Every day, people, you're seeing me be vindicated when 25% more die. And if you do the math, in no time at all, you get up to extinction level numbers within 90 days. So people, that's the end of this video. This was Dr. Adoni. You go to my site, check out the books I've written, over 100 in the past 25 years. A lot of information on my sites, people. Salog.com, templehayah.org. Anyway, this was March 2nd. This was Dr. Adoni. Have a great day. To listen to more podcasts from Dr. Adoni, you can visit saladoni.com or ipodcast.org.